Hi everyone, we are
LaChiMoLaLa.
LaChiMoLaLa, and we are back with some very special concert vlog content. This one is for KARD, which we saw in LA at the Wiltern on August 26th of this year.
Oh my gosh, yes. I felt like this was kind of impromptu.
It was, didn't we buy the tickets like that week?
Yeah, we did. We did.
I mean, we talked
And
about it for a couple weeks.
we talked about it for a couple weeks because we've never covered card before. And actually, let me take that back. We did cover card during our Rendezvous series. So if you guys have not seen it, our Rendezvous series is basically artists that our subscribers would tell us, oh, they're underrated. So a lot of you guys think that card is underrated. And so we love co-ed bands, and I think that's what really struck us. Like even before the Rendezvous series, I think we did talk about Card a little bit, and we're like,
Mhm.
oh, like they're coming to the Wiltern. Maybe we should go see them, And then we did the Rendezvous series, and
Yeah.
then we're like, oh, we definitely should
And I
go.
think part of the reason they were on our radar is because one of the guys, BM, is an LA native.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it was like kind of in the news here when normally sometimes it wouldn't be.
Yeah. And shocker, we are LA girls. So, I mean, gotta support our boy.
hmm hmm
So,
And yeah, after we did the rendezvous, I downloaded all their music into a playlist that I listened to for like 2 weeks. And then you were like, hey, did you really want to go to Card? And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
yeah. And it's funny because like Beth is always the first one to like listen to all of like the mini albums and the albums first. I'm always the one that's like a week behind. And
Yeah,
so
but you hear all the big hits. I'm always like, I haven't made it there yet. I'm only in 2020. No spoilers. I like to
yeah.
listen to everything in order, guys, which I know is super weird.
No, that's
I
awesome.
like to
That's
hear their
awesome.
evolution.
Yeah. Yeah, where I just jump around everywhere like a chaotic woman, so
It's crazy though, because I usually get into it because I'm listening to their new album. And then
hmm
I'm like, oh, I love this. I'll just start 8 years ago at the beginning. It's like, why? It doesn't sound anything like this. I should go in reverse chron, but that's a issue for another day.
Yeah. Which I do sometimes with some bands too. I go reverse order and be like, whoa, 2015 sounds so different compared
Right.
to 2022. So, but yeah, it's fun because like Beth listened to most of Card before me, if not all, and she'd be like, "Oh gosh, Good Love is like one of my favorite songs," and I'm like, "Well, what's Good Love?" Yeah, and I love B-sides too, so of course, listen to, her recommendations first. First, I'll listen to the title tracks, then her recs when she gets around to listening to it, and then I'll start listening to it in like I don't know, whenever I feel like it, like in the beginning or in 2022 and then backwards, whatever I feel like. So I don't have a
I feel
specific
like you
order.
started pretty early because you like got into one of their early title tracks, Hola Hola, and then it was like,
Yeah, so this band specifically, I
mm-hmm,
started with their some of their pre-debut tracks. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So,
But anyway, needless to say, it was kind of spur of the moment.
hmm
And the Wiltern, if you guys have been following us, you know some of the other concerts we've been to are at like the Forum, which has 17,000 seats,
hmm
or Honda Center in Anaheim, which
Yeah,
has
around the same.
around
Like
the same.
yeah.
And the Wiltern has
Like about
what,
I think
1,200?
no, I think it well, LA Live, well, Microsoft Center is 7,000. I think Wiltern might be a little. Hold on. That's why we have our
Let's
phones
check.
here.
Yeah, Microsoft Center was 7,000,
Yeah.
but I feel like the Wiltern's more intimate than that.
Yeah.
I want to say like less than 2,500.
Yeah, it felt very intimate. So let's see. The Wiltern, I don't know why I put the Wiltern head count. That's not right. Capacity. Wow, you guys. Yeah, so 1850.
Yeah, yeah. I
hmm
knew it was something small.
Yeah.
So it was really kind of cool because we haven't been able to see. This is our first K-pop concert that was in such a tiny venue. When we saw
hmm
TXT with 7,000, we were like,
hmm
"This is so tiny,"
hmm
but this
hmm
is like, you know. what, a seventh of that. Like it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
real tiny.
it's super tiny. And so, whatever, like even the seats that we sat at, like it, we sat a little bit further back,
Yeah.
and we were still able to see them clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
we were like up in the orchestra, or not the orchestra, but like the mezzanine.
hmm
And, yeah, in a space like that, you don't really, doesn't matter where you sit because everywhere
yeah,
you sit is good.
yeah,
Um, and I felt like we kind of had an advantage because we were in kind of like the steeper section.
hmm
So, when people stood up in front of us, we could stand up. If we stood up in front of people, they weren't annoyed,
yeah,
So I kind of like sitting a little further back.
yeah.
Um, but it was such a cool environment. This is an old fashioned Art Deco, it used to be a movie house back in the day. So I just want you to get an idea of the setting. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like
hmm
gold leaf and like all these cool carvings, and it's like a legit movie palace. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Um, and so it's like a really fun setting, and it's somewhere that's a very known entity in LA. I feel like it's like Troubadour, Roxy, Wiltern. These are like the gold standards.
Yeah.
Um, so Palladium.
Yeah. Palladium.
So we were really excited to get there. And when we got there, we can't forget this part. They had cocktails and mocktails that
Yes.
were named after card songs that
Yes.
included boba pearls. That's right. Yes, they did. And I just complained to Tammy on our way there that we hadn't had any boba that day. And normally when we hang out, we have boba.
Yes,
So we
it's
literally
true.
got there and I was like, oh, I can have boba with my alcohol. Yes,
Yes,
please.
please. It was amazing. I
Yeah.
was like, what?
It was
Carpet?
just fun. Again, you
What?
just feel like everyone's so into it. Like
Mm-hmm.
the crowd was really interesting and diverse. Like we're always saying about K-pop concerts. That's one of the reasons we love them so much.
Mm-hmm.
And KARD doesn't have an official light stick, which meant that there were a bunch of random light sticks there, which was also kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We did see one guy who was wearing a Twice shirt with a black pink light stick.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa, everything's coming together here. I definitely saw some Stray Kids ones.
Yeah.
And then there were some like homemade ones, like specifically for KARD.
Yeah. So, like, yes, a light stick that I saw was like some sort of like it had like some sort of green light or
Mhm.
whatnot. So it was very interesting. Definitely homemade
But I
but
just thought that was awesome.
it's
Like,
cute.
you care enough to go to that trouble. It's not easy, guys. I mean, I don't know
No.
how to make a light stick.
Yeah.
It's probably not that hard, but it sounds hard.
Yeah.
I just feel like that shows the dedication that their fans have for them. So I just thought it was really fun. So of course the crowd was like screaming and cheering, and just like every K concert we've been to, there were a couple girls a few rows behind us that were screaming at the top of their lungs. You're going to hear them a lot probably.
Yeah.
They were really, really here for it. And when at one point, they asked, had anyone seen them on their last tour? Because it's been 3 years, right?
It's been a
Or no,
while.
it's been five, right?
No, I don't think it
Is
was.
it only three?
It's been a while.
Only.
It's been a while because of Joseph too. He went to the
Yeah.
military,
Yeah.
so.
One of the guys did his military service, then COVID. So maybe it was like 3.5 years.
hmm
Um, and like we said, one of the guys, this is his hometown. So they had asked who was there last time. And I swear almost everyone screamed.
Yeah.
It was nuts. I felt like we were the only like newbies.
I know, I know. Well, I was like, we'll be hitting cards soon. Just you wait,
Yeah.
But
Just keep an eye out. We're on
yeah,
our way.
yeah. So, but this was a really, really cool experience.
Mhm.
I thought it was very unique in terms of the cheering,
Yeah.
because when we heard that, you guys will hear it soon. But whenever they sang, every single time the crowd would cheer, because normally we would be like, normally they would cheer in the beginning of the song or
Because
towards
you're
the
like, oh, I love this
end.
song.
Yeah, but no, every single time they sang,
Yeah.
they just cheered each person. Like it was so unique. I was like, huh, this is different. I was like, wow, like Hidden Card is very enthusiastic, of this band. And of course, rightfully so, because they have good music. So
Right? So good.
yeah, but I thought that was very interesting. So keep an eye on that, you guys. Like every single time there's a person who starts singing, you'll hear the crowd go crazy. So I really love that. about this concert too, because it made us
Yeah.
very energized every single time someone started singing.
Yeah. And I felt like we were both really surprised because, there's only four members of this band.
Mm-hmm.
But there was still quite a bit of dancing.
Mm-hmm.
There was some downtime too, which they called, they wanted to put us in a vibe, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
But there was a lot more dancing than I had anticipated from, the music videos we watched.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I
Mm-hmm.
know that sounds silly because guys, once you hear this music, if you haven't already, you're gonna be like, of course there was dancing.
Yeah.
Like everything has a dance beat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But still, I don't know, maybe because it was a smaller stage and they're a smaller band, I was really blown away by how much movement there was.
Yeah, they constantly danced, like I think they didn't really rest until like towards, I don't know,
They
the
had like the
end.
vibe bit was in the middle and it was only like two songs.
Yeah. Yeah, middle or something. Yeah. So I
So they
was
got
like,
like
"Oh
a
my
two
gosh."
song break, guys. But yeah, they were just fantastic. And you'll also see this dancing is not safe for some K-pop. It is
Ah!
not safe for Korean afternoon TV, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
that dancing also got a lot of cheers from the crowd, as
Yeah.
you will hear.
Yes.
So
So,
again, just a very interesting, different experience. Like it really felt like, I mean, they're all grown up bands,
yeah.
but some of the bands we watch have been rookies recently. These guys have not,
Yeah.
and you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of booty shaking,
Mhm.
a lot of like, yeah, a lot of booty shaking. Which is like, you know, out of the ordinary, especially
Mhm.
when it's like of the opposite sex right there.
Exactly. They're
So,
like dancing in couples.
yeah. Yeah.
So it
Which
just feels
is,
a little more like, ooh, which of course is nothing. Come
yeah,
on.
it's nothing to us Americans, but
Yeah.
to other cultures, it's like, whoa.
Scandalo.
Hold up, what are you doing? But but for us, we're like, ah, yeah,
And
yeah,
everyone there was like, yeah.
yeah, like get it. But I have to say though, after watching this concert, like I definitely fell in love with them more. Like
Yeah.
they're definitely KARD is definitely in my rotation in all my like in my playlist for sure.
Yes. I'm
And
very excited for their next comeback because then we'll be in.
yeah. Yeah. And so I think by the end of this concert we became hidden card because
Mhm.
like, now on the Twitter on my Twitter feed, I see stuff about like BM, and card. Like even like today, we were talking about this offline, but I guess we'll talk about it here. Kihyun from Monsta X, he arrived pretty late to K-Pop Land Festival in Jakarta in Indonesia because his flight was delayed. And KARD sang two extra songs, for Kihyun because, the whole schedule was all out of whack.
He was literally racing there from the airport.
Yeah.
And they were on before him and they were like, we got you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they did that. They're so wonderful. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Mom Baby loved them too. Like everyone loved them even more after that.
Yeah. They have so
So
many good songs, but they're also like really kind and sweet, which you will also see in here.
yeah.
I believe Tammy was really blown away by some of the sweetness.
Okay, um so Beth, oh, like she brings up a very good point. Like when you go to a concert, like there are certain songs where, you're like, huh, this is way better live. Well, well, not way better live, but you fall in love with it more, like whether it be a
Mhm.
B-side or a title track or whatever song,
It
right?
might be a
So
song you liked, but now you're like, oh, that's one of my
yeah,
favorites.
and
I
then
love that
yeah, now I'm
song.
gonna put that on repeat. So then now going like watching their concert live, I came in with no bias, you guys. Like, I mean, I did fancy BM because of
He's very
his,
fanciable.
yes, I did fancy him because of, first off, he's an LA native. I love supporting people who are local. I mean, please. And then second, like I loved his whole message about the big titty gang, you know. And if you guys don't know what that is, look it up. There's a great Refinery 29 article about it. But Hidden Card knows what it is, you know. And so I already fancied him already, you know, but he wasn't necessarily my bias, you know. It takes a lot for me to like say, okay, this person's my bias or whatnot, you know.
It
And
takes a while
so
to commit, guys. You heard
yeah,
that right.
I have commitment issues. Ask my husband. You know, he'll tell you in the beginning. He will. But yeah, coming out from this concert, I mean like literally throughout the whole entire concert, I kept leaning over to Beth. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, J is so adorable. You know, like he's so cute. And Beth, you're so much better in explaining this Instagram story because I know I'm gonna butcher it. You know how to truncate it because I will probably talk about this for 3 hours. So yeah,
There
I'll
was definitely a point where he was giving a speech to the crowd. Now, keep in mind, all of this is being done through a translator. He's so charming that Tammy was bowled over by him, even though she had to wait to understand what was happening. That's how charming he is.
yeah.
And he had made like a little joke. Well, I don't think it was a joke, honestly. He made a comment about how he really missed his mom because this was the end of their tour and he couldn't wait to get back and see her. And everybody was like, oh, it's so cute. And he was like, yeah. And then he talked like straight out to us like we were his mom. And,
Uh-huh.
and then he was like, I would ask that you guys post this on Instagram and tag my mom. Her Instagram handle is, and then he proceeded to tell everyone his mother's Instagram. And we were dying. We were laughing so hard, but also I think he was serious.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was it. That sealed the deal. Tammy
That,
was 100% in.
yeah, 100% in after that. And so I was like, and then Bethany like throughout the whole entire concert. Wow, see, I'm already stuttering already. That's like getting all flustered about this, you know. That's when you know that I'm talking about my bias because I can't talk straight. But yeah, Beth was like, "You're talking about J stuff a lot," and I'm like, "I guess I
Every time you're like, oh, he's so good. Oh, and I was like, ooh.
yeah,
Again, seeing someone live, getting to know their personality really changes things.
yeah, yeah.
But in case you can't tell, we had like a really, really good time. I mean, I had, you know, not low expectations, but I mean, I didn't have
Mm-hmm.
really any expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So then when we got there and the crowd was so hyped and they were so amazing,
Yeah,
and then they were so charming and fun and sweet, like, I mean, they really blew me away. I am for sure Hidden Card now. Like,
yeah, yeah,
I bought their album that weekend, guys.
yeah,
The only one I could find. I tried to buy all of them. Guess what? Sold out.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that just goes to show you, I literally looked at more than one place. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
would consider myself a fan.
Yeah, I
Um,
most definitely, please. Yeah.
anyway, I think we should get started. So they started with, I'm not sure if this is is this pre-debut? I don't know for sure, but this was a song called Oh Nana that everybody there knew.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, yeah, and we actually Tammy did all the recording. Props. This woman has a steady hand like nobody's business and a great phone. But you will see some of the songs, it's like we weren't sure, you know, how long they were or whatever. So there's like a couple clips.
Yeah.
So this one has a couple clips. So I'm just gonna let them play and then we
Mm-hmm.
can talk about it after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So here we go. Just your first little taste. Oh Nana. Gosh. I loved her boots and her sparkle shorts.
I know, right?
Screaming for every body roll.
Yeah.
There's that screaming. Listen to that crowd. That's what Channing was talking about, people. Yeah. So good.
Yeah, that choreography was so cute. I love when they all came together in a circle and then
Yes.
did a movement in the center and then went backwards. Ugh, so cute.
I was gonna say one of my favorite things is that they're not couples, guys. They're four people in a band. But I like that part of that means that they are interchanging dance partners. You see
Yeah.
them switch it up a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes where two people aren't dancing with each other, but two other people are.
Yep.
Um, it's just, it's the choreography, not necessarily like their romantic preference, which I really enjoy. It's really nice to see like a platonic co-ed band.
Yeah.
Not like two couples who are only doing this because if they don't go on the road together, bad things happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and Hidden Card actually like they would write comments like, "Oh, I love Card, they have sibling energy, and stuff like that."
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
so
just so nice. Like it's a very different vibe than a Western band. Like a Western
yeah.
band made up like this, it would definitely just be like an all out love fest.
Yeah.
But them, I feel like you see like their hype and their energy, and it's more about them as artists, which is
Mhm.
really, really cool.
Mhm.
Now you really loved the soprano in this group.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah. And I really love her sparkle shorts.
Yeah.
I mean, I love her too, but she does have like this very beautiful, it's kind of thin. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean it's like a lighter, like slimmer tone on
Mhm.
top. Which is really cool because then Angto has like a kind of like a little bit of like a rounder, like belty tone.
Mhm.
And I feel like they just layer on top of each other like this perfect little trifle. It's
Mhm.
so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
And we were also impressed with how both the rappers have such a different style. Like you can hear it when you listen to them, but I felt like in person it was even more obvious,
Yeah.
how different they were. And for a band this size, I don't know, it surprised me.
Yeah. And we always say that when it's like a small group like this, and to us, this is a small group, like four
Wow.
people,
For
like,
K-pop, this is a
yeah,
tiny,
th
minuscule
this,
group.
this is, yeah, because
It's
we're so,
almost a solo project.
yeah, like we're used to seeing more members in a band, like 6, 7, 13,
Yeah.
9. And for four people, we're like, whoa, we get to hear more of them,
Yeah.
each member, and, we like for the rappers like J Stuff and BM, like when we watch the music videos and reacted to it, we're like, oh yeah, like they do sound different. But you're absolutely right. Like they sound way different, like in like live, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's funny, they each have swag, but it's like very different
yeah,
styles. Like
yeah,
BM
very
is
different.
so LA.
Yeah, yeah, he really is.
But Joseph is not holding anything back. He was flirty and adorable and like giving all the feels, and all the
Mm-hmm.
girls were like, oh.
Oh, you
But it
mean
was a
like me?
very different type. Yeah, I mean you. But yeah, I mean, all four of them have such great voices, and you're right, because it's a smaller band, the line distribution is really nice.
Yeah,
So, and we get to hear everyone duet at one point or another with each other. Both the
yeah.
guys rap together, a guy and like a guy and a girl will sing together, two girls will sing together, all four of them sing together.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
just a lot more opportunity to really appreciate their artistry, I feel like.
Yeah,
Um, it's just a very different flavor than what we've been seeing recently. So it was like, ooh,
yeah,
oh, I like this.
yeah, yeah. Most definitely.
All right. So next up, we're gonna skip a little bit. We have their cute intros, and then we're going to go to the song that Tammy had on repeat for a week. When we were driving around in her car, this song came on so many times. I was like, "Are you only listening to this mini album?" And you're like, "No, I just like the song." So this one's Hola Hola,
So
which
good.
has another amazing, incredible beat.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one thing that really struck us when we first listened to them. They have this like very tropical
Yeah,
EDM vibe, and it is working for us. We like it.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's
So this is
very fun.
actually like a super early track,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of gives you a flavor of where they started and how they evolved.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Hola, hola.
Yay.
So cute.
Right?
I love how she raps.
She's so good. The people in front of us.
Yeah. I love this too. They did a lot of V formations or like a diagonal line when they danced.
Mm-hmm.
The guy constantly hyping the crowd is BM, obvi.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So cute. Yes. They also had a lot of leg movements, like
Mm-hmm.
knees and stuff.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, I mean, I love this song a lot. And I forgot to mention, okay, there's a reason why he's called BM, Big Matthew. But I mean, I didn't realize how tall he was compared to everyone else
Oh my
until
gosh.
we saw them. Like, yeah, I was like, whoa, he is huge.
I mean,
But
you can see it a little bit right here. Like
yeah,
he is way further back than she is, and he's like 2 feet taller.
yeah, and he's just ginormous compared to everyone else. But like the way he dances, like,
Oh my gosh.
ugh, he flows just like, ugh. Flows just like water,
And
like
if you think about
beautiful.
it, he has to start flowing a lot earlier to be
Mm-hmm.
in sync with them. Like it's kind of amazing that he's like on like in rhythm with them because it's just
Yeah.
further to travel, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really love a lot of their movements go with that tropical feel. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot, the hand gestures and like I said, like the leg movements. Um, Jiwoo, who is the blonde, the alto, I just feel like she uses her ponytail just as much as like her arm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Somin, who is the soprano with the dark hair,
Mm-hmm.
she is just ridiculously cute. And I think you told me later she's originally from Japan, right?
No, no, she's not.
Oh,
She originally, I think she was in a Japanese band.
oh, okay. She was just in a Japanese band.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just gonna say, I feel like she has like Aegyo like flirting on lock.
Yeah.
Like she just knows how. Like, look at her right here, guys. Like it's
Yeah.
just enough, just
Yeah.
a little over the shoulder. I just felt like she, she and Joseph were like the mega flirts of the group.
They were. Or they are,
Oh,
you
they
know?
are.
They
Those
are.
two. It was like the audience could not get enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if you guys caught some of the background visuals as well, I mean, like it gave an extra feel too. Like I love the videos that they played in the background
Mhm.
too. Of course, we focus more on them in here, but this song in particular, you saw palm trees and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it really enhances that tropical vibe that they were aiming for.
I liked how they used their background videos as it reminded me more of like when you go see a DJ.
Right.
So it was more like a mood maker
Mm-hmm.
than necessarily like a video.
Yeah.
It was a little bit abstract, a lot of color, a lot of shapes, plants, like you said. At
Mm-hmm.
one point, there's like a bunch of water and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like evocative, but not linear, really, which
Right.
I thought was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good, guys. I mean,
So
how can you
good.
not dance to this?
I know,
So
such a
fun.
good song.
So fun.
Hence on repeat the whole entire time.
Yes, the whole time I was there. I get it, girl. I get it. All right, so the next song we have up is Moonlight, and this is another one of their earlier tracks that I believe was very, very popular because when they started singing the song, everybody knew it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, it's a early classic for them. And I'm sure Tammy pointed out, and you heard in Ola Ola, like the people in front of us were like yelling the lyrics, and
Mm-hmm.
all of these songs is like people knew every word. It
Yeah.
was
It was
again, the
amazing.
crowd was just so amazing.
Yeah.
And I felt like they really fed off that energy.
Mm-hmm.
They seem hyped now, guys. They were more hyped at the end of the show, which is insane.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try Moonlight.
All right.
Oh, I love when they got the mic stands out. Yeah, look at that background. It's almost like a jellyfish.
Yeah. And the crowd joining in with a clapping.
Of course. It took, what, 2 claps? We were all like,
Yeah.
yes! Oh, her voice is so great.
So gorgeous.
And then that beat, so good. Yes! It's your boo! Everybody was so happy.
Right?
So good. I just love it so much. It's so much fun.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I realize, guys, I'm like calling, Jiwoo and Somin like the alto and the soprano, and like that's kind of true, but I just mean when they sing together.
Hmm.
One tends to take the lower parts, and one tends to take the higher parts. But as you just heard, they can sing both parts. I mean,
Yeah.
when I first heard the song, I really thought it was just one girl singing.
Hmm.
And it's pretty high.
Yeah.
And I also feel like everyone's part is interchangeable. Yeah, the guys are rappers, but they sing too. Yeah, the
Yeah.
girls are singers, but they rap too. So again, very versatile.
Yeah. And we absolutely love that so much. It's just like, what? They could, because like there's a lot of rappers who can't sing. Well, I mean, like, they just can't sing. They just rap.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that because there's
There's
a
nothing wrong
reason,
with that.
and there's a reason why that they're called a rapper, versus a vocalist, But it's kind of cool seeing rappers be both, rappers and a vocalist, which both guys, like, they're both.
And it especially like impressed me with Jiwoo too, because both I mean, these are vocal heavy songs. So I really wasn't expecting how much she would rap.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised because I was like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of another band where I hear a guy rap and then a girl rap in K-pop. That's like,
Mm-hmm.
what? So
Mm-hmm.
there just aren't
Mm-hmm.
enough co-ed bands.
Nope, not enough.
So again, that juxtaposition, it really feels like it's like every song feels like a duet.
Mm-hmm.
And I like duets.
Duets are fun.
You feel like, I think you said this before. You said it feels like we're getting both perspectives,
Yeah.
get the female side and the male side about the same thing. And it's awesome.
Yeah, and you can't do that in a band that's like one sex,
Mhm. Or
or
you always need like a featured person,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But this is kind of fun because when they're writing and performing, it's like they're having that conversation. It's so immediate.
Yeah, exactly. It's like totally a different feel. So,
Yes. Ugh, so good.
so good.
All right. This next song is a song I really like that I'm going to pronounce wrong. Dimelo.
That sounds right.
All right, cool. It looks like Dimelo, but I think that is semi-silent. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I like this song.
The song is really good.
I'm pretty sure this was one of the songs that I was like, oh, yay. Although
Hmm.
I think I said that a lot. You were like,
Yes.
okay, yeah, I know you've listened to all their music.
Yeah, this song is really good.
Yeah, this is a fun one. All right, here we go. Great beat.
Yeah, body roll.
Look at BM.
Hmm.
Yeah, her body roll is insane.
Hmm.
So flirty. I love it.
Right?
I also love that they were all holding their mics. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but it really struck me. Crowd goes wild. I love when they just like bump into each other. It's so
Yeah,
cute.
it's so adorable.
Yes. I love this part.
listen to the crowd. They're singing along.
So good. Ah,
It was sexy.
brr. They must have taken a body roll class, right?
Yeah, it was so
So
cute. I
good.
love when Somin and Jiwoo sing together. Oh, they sound
Yes.
so cute together. I love
They sound
it.
so good.
Yeah,
And this song, I feel like part of the reason it's so amazing is there's Spanish, English, and Korean all in one
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Like it's insane.
It's incredible. Yeah. I gotta say though, like it's great that we have these videos to show you guys, but like I really wish that you guys were there only because it's much louder, you know? Like I
Yes.
feel like the iPhone strips away some of like the cheering, you know?
Mhm. I think
But
it
it
tries to
was
like muffle it so that you can hear the music,
yeah,
but
yeah, exactly.
deafening.
Yeah, it was so loud, you guys. Like when I'm rewatching this, I'm like, oh, it's like a great memory. It lives like we get to see it visually, but honestly, like the cheering was insane. Like 1,800 people constantly screaming and
Mhm.
constantly singing to the song, you know?
And
And
dancing, and that's why you
yeah.
keep seeing people walking through it, but it's basically people dancing and rearranging. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one sat still during this concert.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone like, we saw like a small little glimpse, of like people just waving their hands like crazy and stuff
Yeah.
like that, you know. But I have to say though, like it was, the video doesn't do it justice
Hmm.
or of the crowd because it was really, really loud.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
And you can hear, I'm so glad you mentioned it before. Like every time someone new starts, you hear it like,
Hmm.
ah, every
Hmm.
time they dance together, ah,
Hmm.
like every
Hmm.
time there's booty shaking, rah.
Yeah.
It is so fun. Like the crowd just reacts in such like a positive way for literally every little thing.
Yeah.
Everything they did was exciting and made us happy, and they really fed off that energy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They definitely did. And you could definitely see it, in the performance.
Yeah.
Like everyone was just so happy to be there, and
Yes.
just full of positive energy and like ever there's always like that one person that's like on the phone because someone dragged them to a
Hmm.
concert. Did not see that here.
Nope.
Every single person was alert, jumping around, screaming,
Singing along.
yeah, yeah. And so yeah, no one stuck out. Everyone was just grateful to be there and like cheering on their biases, the
Yes.
artists. So it was great.
Yeah, it was really fun. And because this band is so small, or maybe just because they're all so damn good, I
Hmm.
kind of felt like most people just loved them all.
Hmm.
Like, it was just like, how can you decide? One minute it's Jiwoo, and one minute it's Sumin, and one minute it's Joseph, and one minute it's BM. Like, literally, whoever is singing at that moment is your
Yeah.
bias,
Yeah.
which is just fun.
Yeah. I mean, and then you see Silmian with her like body rolls and how like flexy she is. Flexy is flexible and sexy. And then you see Jiwoo like, oh, like, oh my
You're
gosh,
like,
what?
what? And like Sumon's doing like the hair twirling flirtiness, and
Mm-hmm.
Jiwoo's doing the swag.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
And then you're both like, ah.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought the crowd was appreciating everyone, and that made me super happy.
Yeah.
All right, so this next song is Bomb Bomb, which I also really love. I'll say that a lot, guys. Um, but this just has such like a fun party beat. It just makes you want to, I mean, this is going to sound bad, but it makes you want to do shots, guys. Guys, it makes you want to do shots. So get prepared if
Party
you
vibes.
can.
Party vibes. That's what
Shot
it is.
vibes.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Bomb bomb. How does DM move like that?
I don't know.
There they go with that diagonal line I love so much.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear the people singing in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's us. Ah, it's so good. Like, I feel like this band has so many party songs. Like, you could just throw on a playlist of theirs at a party and everyone would be happy and everyone would be like, who is this? This is great.
Yeah, it's hype music too, you
Yes.
know? Ugh. And who doesn't like hype music at a party, please?
I need it in the morning. I need it when I get home. I need it in the car.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
never enough. There's
Never
just
enough.
never enough. And again, I just feel like their dancing is not something you're going to see at 17. Okay. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just enough risque. And it's so funny because it's like, it's not, I mean, it's not Nicki Minaj. Okay. But I feel like it is for Korean music.
It's saucy,
It's saucy.
comparatively, yes.
Comparatively, yes. And
Yeah.
I mean, part of that's just because they're co-ed, but I just love that they don't shy away from it. That like they're like, yeah, we like this. This is what we do. And
Yeah.
obviously the crowd likes it because you hear them freak out all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they have like a little bit of Britney Spears like on the floor,
Yes.
So which is
Yeah.
like really cool.
Yeah.
So
It
especially
just feels like a very different color than some of the other stuff we've seen.
yeah, exactly. Ah.
Yeah. All right, this next song, when I first heard it, I just was like, what? Because Jiwoo kills it in her rap. But then it seemed like once we were there, I was like, oh, damn, does everyone love this song? Because it doesn't sound as tropical as their other ones. But this is apparently a huge crowd pleaser, which made
Mm-hmm.
me very happy and made you very happy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is done Litty, and I have no idea what it means, but I love that name for some
Yeah.
reason. It's
It's
hilariously cool.
it's fun. This is such a fun song. So fun that they sing it twice.
Yes, they did. Because they're like, hey, you want an encore of that song you love? I know you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is the first time around, and you will just hear the crowd getting so hyped. All right,
Yeah.
here we go. Done Liddy. Of course, there's also DM's arms. You're welcome. Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
You asking where James is?
I know. I was like, where is he?
We went to get more water.
We go what? Let's go straight into the section.
He's so charismatic. I love him.
Ugh. I love this. So cool looking.
And I love how she was on his back. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, what?
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear everyone singing.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's so good.
So good. I love this too.
Mm-hmm.
Their dancing's so unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite songs. I mean, they're all good, but I mean,
Yes.
if I had to narrow it down, like that's one of my favorite
Oh
songs
yeah.
that they performed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The energy in it, and like it's just so powerful. I really love when it like shifts into a minor key at the end of the chorus, which no song does.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like that got that slow tappy pull. Ugh, so good.
Absolutely amazing.
And everyone gets to shine so much, like all the rapping, all the singing. I love the like different dynamics of tempo. It's
Hmm.
just it's so memorable. I really haven't heard another thing that sounds like it.
Yeah, so good.
Oh god. And then they actually did a couple of solo stages, which was cool. And like we said, we're newbies to all this. So
Hmm.
I haven't really listened to BM's solo stuff.
Hmm.
And I felt like we got to get a little taste of it here, which was nice. And we also had some covers, right?
Yeah, yeah. We had some covers. I believe Jasif and Somin, like they sang Camila Cabello's Bam Bam, which features Ed Sheeran. And so that was like a super cute song. I
Yes.
didn't expect that. Like for some odd
No, I
reason,
was super surprised.
yeah, like BM did his two solo songs, and then Jiwoo, she sang her solo, and then Somin and Jasef, like I thought they were going to do solos too, but they wound up doing a duet. And so,
Which was really cool.
and the funny thing is that like I didn't even know of that Camila Cabello song until they started singing it. And then I looked up that song later and I was like, oh, this song is really cute, you know? So they
I
helped
felt
me
like I like
discover music.
semi recognized it, but only just from like background in stores or something.
Hmm.
I didn't know
Hmm.
who the artist was or whatever, but I was like, wait, I think this isn't their song. I think I've heard this somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just floored. Not only did they do a cover, but they did a Western song, which was just really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Really awesome. I loved
Yeah.
it.
And then after that was when we got our vibe session and they started pulling out some of their tracks from their new EP. Ring the Alarm has 5 tracks on it, and they sang every single one, which was amazing. But they
Hmm.
started with one of my favorites, which is Breakdown.
Hmm.
So this is where we're going to get a little bit of a mood. And again, mic stands, tall stools, these are things I like. These are things
Yeah.
I enjoy.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, so let's hear Breakdown. Ugh, so smoky.
Gosh. Gorgeous voice. Yeah. So
Yeah,
good.
I love that the chorus switches to the guys. Ugh.
Yeah.
I know when they do it together, it's so good. And this song, I feel like, really showcases not only their vocals, but one thing that we both said we really liked is when they all sing together.
Oh yes.
It just sounds so good. And there's always at least a small portion of every song where they're all singing. And, again, just a sound you don't get in a lot of, single sex groups.
Yeah. Oh gosh, when they harmonize, it's like,
Ugh,
oh man, they are so good.
so good.
Oh my goodness.
And I love it when like the two rappers harmonize, just them. And then in the
Yeah.
song, BM singing along with the ladies at the end. It's just, it's so good.
It's so good. Yeah, I love how in the beginning of the concert you have all of their, party anthems
Yeah.
and like their tropical vibes, but this song is just very sultry, saucy, sexy, all the S's. So,
Oh, yes.
and it's like a different flavor, and it's
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah. And if you guys get a chance to check it out, the lyrics are just so good. Everyone has wanted to throw these words at someone before, and you just feel it in like there's so much passion and power in it.
Hmm.
Um, I think that's why I connect with it so much. It's just so raw and it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is like one of the songs where you're like, you were so excited about to. You're like, I want to sit right down.
You're like, okay.
I was like, all right,
I was like, it's so fun.
okay.
I really, really love their new EP, in case you guys couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I mean, I love all their music, but their new EP really, really speaks to me. That's why I had to buy it, because obviously it's going to sell out because that's
Hmm.
what they do.
Hmm. Hmm.
All right, the next song is actually also off their EP. We just have a little bit of it, but it's called Whip, and this was when we were still having a vibe, still having a mood, guys.
Hmm.
It's your man in his pink pants. Oh, that's rid of them. Yes.
Yeah, I like this song a lot because, I mean, you could really, really see the difference between like Somin's and Jiwoo's
Hmm.
voices, most
Yeah.
definitely. And I feel like for this song in particular, like they always all shine, but this song specifically, I felt like Jiwoo's voice really, really shined a lot in this performance.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I wanted to point out one of the things that we had talked about and that I really liked about this band was, BM raps a lot in English.
Mm-hmm.
He does do Korean as well, but primarily his stuff usually starts or ends in English.
Mm-hmm.
JSF does all his stuff in Korean. That's cool. It's like I just love that they both lean into who they are and where they come from. And I feel like the same can be said for both the ladies, particularly with their style.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just love how individual they all get to be. And maybe, again, maybe it's because it's such a small band that you're better able to see the differences in the qualities. But I feel like they're all individual artists who are collaborating together
Yeah.
instead of like a band that has to like look a certain way and act a certain way and be a certain way.
Yeah.
Which is very, very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
I just like it so
yeah.
much. It's just so good.
It's so
Okay, then
good.
there was like a hilariously long bit where BM wanted to use a decibel meter to see how loud LA could scream, and he was not happy with it. He was convinced that the decibel meter was broken because he was saying we scream louder than anyone else. And he's like, I know you will. You're my hometown.
Yeah.
But this thing only goes up to a certain range, I think, because it won't go over one number.
Yeah.
And we literally did it, what, like 6 times? He
Yeah.
was not satisfied. He wanted to take a picture of it like at a crazy number, and it just wouldn't give him what he wanted. But
Yeah.
we did. We gave him exactly what he wanted. He was pretty happy with us.
Yeah. And he looked at the contraption and he's like, I think it's broken, you guys.
Right?
And toss it to the side. It was
I
amazing.
guess he'd been doing it on every stop of the tour.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're in my hometown. It's the end of the tour. I know you guys will be the loudest. So he was like, I mean, it can't be right. You guys
Yeah.
are really loud. It was just really cute. Again, they have a really playful side, and they really engaged with us in a way I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
That was super fun.
Yeah.
Ugh, they're so cute.
They're so much fun.
Okay, their next song is Go Baby, which is another great song. You'll notice again and again, they have these catchy choruses. They have these great dance breaks. Again, like Cami said, hype music.
Yeah. Yeah, this song is it's like one of the songs where like I listen to it casually and I'm like, oh, after watching it live, I'm like, man, this song is so good.
I love this so much.
Yeah.
Actually, this EP, Red Moon, is my second favorite after the new one. All the songs on it are so cool. It's a little darker than what they'd been doing previously, but it still sounds like so much like, how dark can they be? This is
Yeah.
KARD.
Yeah.
This is a happy band, for God's sake, which
Yeah.
I don't have enough of in my life.
Yeah.
So bring it on. But yeah, it has like more of like there's like a dark synth edge to it, but it's still KARD. So
Yeah.
it's super fun. All right, here is Go Baby. I love that.
I love that switch.
Yes. Oh, this is so good. I love how it goes up. So good. Oh, and that part. Oh, instrumentation's so
good.
fun. Ooh. Oh, look how giant he is.
Right?
Her head like is just above his shoulder. and they really use their different heights to make a lot of levels while they dance.
Mm-hmm.
Just so interesting. And again, like I love when the girls weave went and out, and then it's like, then you dance and you dance and you dance, and then you fall and you fall and you fall. Like they do
Mm-hmm.
this great waterfall effect. That's just really fun. Like it's visually interesting, but it's not like they all have to dance all out every second. It probably really helps them like with the breath and all that to sing and rap.
Yeah. And this song, like, normally I'm not a huge fan of like heavy bass because frankly, it just gives me a headache. I sound like an old person, but I mean, this song is like super fun. It's like the chorus is just so memorable,
Yes.
and it's just it makes you want to sing along to it. Such a
Yes.
singable song.
The first time I heard it, I was like, oh, I can sing this whole chorus. Yay.
Yeah, yeah.
And I will.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, I agree. And it's like it's interesting because it's upbeat, but it has more of like a slow progression. But it's still very danceable. Ugh,
Yeah,
it's just so
yeah.
good.
It's really
Super good.
good.
The next song is a song we actually watched during Rendezvous, which is
Mhm.
Gunshot.
Mhm.
Which we were both, when we saw it, we were like, whoa, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
Again, it takes us on a little bit of a darker turn. And the sentiment behind it is just like, wow. It also happened to be the drink that I picked, just so you know, guys. I had the Gunshot. Uh, and I feel like when I saw the video, I was like, oh, cool. And then I listened to the song a couple times more, and I was like, oh, really cool. And then I saw it live, and I was like, this song is killer, literally. So, again, there's like some songs, they're good when you first hear them, but after listening to them for a week, you're like, this is the best. And Gunshot's one of those songs for me.
Yeah, I feel like Gunshot was an experimental song for them because it's
Hmm.
very, very different from their pre-debut tracks, obviously, and a lot of actually just all their tracks in
A lot
general.
of their tracks, yeah.
Yeah. And so listening to Gunshot, I was like, wow, this is like they're giving us a darker mood, you know?
Mm.
And so listening to it live, I was like, wow,
It really
blown.
hits you.
Yeah, blown away, like no pun intended,
Yeah.
but or maybe it is. I don't know. You guys could, take your pick.
You'll see.
But yes.
Uh, yeah, and I really love in the chorus when they say your love is like a gunshot. I'm
Mhm.
bleeding love. You
Mhm.
hit me like a gunshot,
Mhm.
like I just feel like though it's not the way I would have thought of putting like those sentiments together, but afterwards I was like, of course, this makes total sense. It's
Yeah,
a
it
total why
does.
didn't I think of that moment, which
Mhm.
writers have all the time.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is Gunshot.
Yes.
I really love the breakdown here.
Mhm. I love the choreography.
Yes. Again, much darker than the early stuff.
Look at that crazy churning.
I just love how you can hear people singing.
Hmm. I like this part.
Ugh. Ugh, you're so right about the choreography. Like, I don't know, that like I really, really enjoyed it when I saw it. I just felt like it made so much sense and
Hmm.
I don't know, I got a different appreciation for it once we saw it live.
Yeah. I love like their whole hand gestures, like for the gunshot. It's like very um it's just like sharp movements, and it was really cool to see live.
And I really love there's a part where Jiwoo's in the center and everyone is facing her with their guns out and like kind of stalking around her while she's singing. And yeah, there's a real sense of dread in this song, and yet
Hmm.
it's super like catchy and fun to sing along with. But there's like a real menace in it that
Yeah.
comes out with the choreography.
Yeah, and some people don't like their bands like experimenting with sound, and but you could definitely tell this crowd loved it because like everyone was singing along, like the people in front of us, you could definitely hear them,
Yeah, you
singing
can.
as well, which is like really, really awesome.
When a
So,
song has its own like cheer, you know it's a well-loved song.
yeah.
And people were definitely very stoked for this. So yeah, that's another thing we should point out. Hidden Card was really, I mean, their favorites span the spectrum, not just of like the eras, but the evolution of this band,
Hmm.
which I thought was really awesome. It gives them the space to do stuff like this.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
oh, so good.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So then there was a bit of a discussion because we were going to get kicked out soon.
Yeah.
And as I recall, BM said they would like to stay later, but they couldn't afford to pay the venue. Apparently, it costs double after a certain time.
Yes, yes.
But they eked it out as long as they could, and they were still planning on giving us a few more tracks, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, they sang their title track from their new comeback, Re, and it is Ring the Alarm, which is a song that, again, I don't know, for some reason, to me, it sounds very different for them, even though there's a lot of things that they use like the beat and the harmonizing, but
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's like really refined and I really enjoy this track too.
Mm.
All right, here we go. Ring the alarm.
The last song of the night is our title track from our most recent album, Green.
Ugh, the space.
Yes. I love that intro. It's so cool. The way that they move.
Yes.
And I love the VCR in the background. It's so cool.
Yes, so cool. Oh, I love this part. I love when she's like low and smoky. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
part's so good.
Love it. Such a fun rapper.
Yes, his flow's so fun. Ian was doing a lot of booty shaking in this song.
He was.
Oh, I love this.
This part was so fun. Oh, the crowd. Ah.
Ah, like cute hop.
I love it when they do that. It's so much fun.
Right? It's almost like a dance in junior high, and it's like just good memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. Just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this song has an amazing beat. There's like 3 different like breakdowns and choruses, it feels like. Like there's different bridges. Everyone gets a chance to show off. Jasef's flow is just
It was
it's so good.
so phenomenal. Like, ugh, so good.
I love when he has that little staccato part where it's like ba-na-na-na-na-na, like
Yeah. And the chorus itself is so memorable, like Ring the Alarm, you
yeah.
know? And so I really enjoyed this song a lot. It's actually one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, me too, definitely.
hmm
I really like to I feel like Somin's so good at this. So she does it in a couple songs, but in this song it's like highlighted the best when she'll sing a line and then where most people would go down at the end, she goes up like
hmm
5 notes, half an octave. And it's like this gorgeous little tinkly bell.
Yeah.
And you're just like, ugh. And she does that all the time in this. And
Yeah.
I just love it so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So good. And
Gorgeous.
it's naughty.
Just a tad.
It's a little bit naughty. And you guys know we like that.
Yeah.
So next up, they had thanks and an encore. And they sang the song where I freaked out really, really hard. I think I maybe if the camera shakes, it's probably me shaking Tammy. I'm so excited. Good Love is also from their new album, and it's probably my favorite song on that album. It just happens to be in all English. That's not why it's my favorite. It just is. But I just feel like it's super memorable. It makes you want to sing along. The first time I heard it, I played it like 5 times in a row. So here it is. Good Love.
Yes.
Come back, come back. So here's everyone freaking out.
I love this part. Like everyone started cheering like so
Yes.
loudly, and
We didn't need much prompting. You did better.
you could definitely imagine BM's voice
Right.
saying those words. I love how interactive this was.
Yes. You're right. It really felt like them directing us, and everyone got so into it.
Yeah.
This was deafening.
Yeah.
Again, the background is so beautiful.
Gorgeous.
I mean, this beat, come on.
Yeah. Look at me. He's so
Flirty,
cute.
flirty. Yeah, I love the way they played to the crowd for this whole song.
I love how connected she was with the crowd. It's
Yes.
so cute.
I love how they've all changed into merch.
Yeah.
And Somin has made hers like a tiny like handkerchief top, but that was originally a regular t-shirt, guys.
Yeah.
I love it. I really can't say enough about that song, guys. Go listen to it right now. Right now. Go listen to it. It's so good. Like,
Yeah,
so good.
it's such a great and memorable song. Like the chorus, like, oh, the hook is so amazing. And like seeing this live, it's so cute too. Like they didn't need any special choreography for it. I loved how they walked around, connected with the crowd, sang to the crowd like straight dead in their eyes, you know. I mean, not that they didn't do that throughout the show because it did, but I mean like I love how like Jiwoo just crouched down and just like sang to the people in the front right there, made
And
everyone's
BM's like throwing
heart
hearts
melt.
to the back.
Yeah. And like Somin's like doing this when it's like good
Yes.
love. And it's just like,
It's
yes.
just so good,
So
and the
cute.
lyrics of that song are so great. You know, it's not just that she's giving good love, it's that he's appreciating it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
just like, it's so nice to have a song um where the guys are feeling it just as much as the girls are,
Yeah.
or vice versa. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I just really love it, and the beat is to die for. Ugh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
It's such a
I just
memorable
have to hear
song.
it again.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll be listening to this myself 5 times after this.
I
Okay, so just do it.
know.
You'll feel better.
Yeah.
So after this, there was a couple more tracks, and as Tammy said, one of those tracks was done Litty.
Yeah,
because apparently we couldn't get enough, which was actually true.
it's true. It's true.
So they did it again, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually ended up being their final finale, which was super fun. So just because it's the last, we're going to hear it again.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Remember what we did earlier when I say, we go what? We go what?
He's so casual. This will be our last one.
And I felt like the crowd was much louder this time around.
Yes. I was almost wondering if this was like a remix or something. Maybe it is. It felt darker. I don't know how this man stayed up. He was jumping around so much.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, I was jumping off.
Yes, we were all jumping. Those girls. I love you, Jason.
Yeah, I love this part.
And it's awesome that they didn't do the choreography for this. Again, this is just about hanging out.
Yeah. Look at everyone jumping.
So fun. Oh. Jason got her wet.
There's a sibling energy right there.
Right there. She's like, I will hurt you. Look at me and face. That keeps saying sorry. She's like, no. Still giving him stink eye.
Yeah.
How dare you? Look at him. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's like,
Did you take a shower or something?
Last one. This is the last one. Yeah, you want it?
oh my gosh, he worked so hard to make this into a ball.
I know. Just to throw it in the crowd. So cute.
So cute. And this goes right into their final goodbye. You can just hear the crowd going crazy. They didn't want it to end.
Look at all that water that they tossed.
I swear they threw more than they drank.
last question. Who's coming in 2023?
Look at them. They just kept coming back.
Yeah.
They're like, we love you.
Oh, so cute.
She's the cutest. Oh.
They're so much fun.
It was so fun. And honestly, I remember there was a point where BM was talking about like how this was his hometown. He hadn't been there in a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so happy to be there. And everyone else was like, it feels like our hometown too. Every time we come, everyone welcomes us like it's our hometown. It's this big party, which I thought was really, really sweet.
Yeah.
They were like, it's like our second hometown because you guys treat us so well.
Yeah.
Also, BM said his parents were there, but they wouldn't stand up,
Yeah,
or he
they
couldn't find
wouldn't.
them in the crowd. He was like, yell or like throw your hands up. And then he was like, they're probably embarrassed right now. But I know you're out there, mom. There was a lot of talk about parents.
Yes.
Which was really cute.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, BM was like, she's probably embarrassed because I'm doing all these body rolls.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, this was such a great experience. To answer your question, BM, yes, we will be back for 2023, please.
We were screaming.
Yes.
And this experience, it was like, I thought they were interesting on Rendezvous. Then I listened to all their tracks and was like, oh, I really like this. Then we saw them live and I was like, I will definitely be at every comeback and every concert from now on.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it that much. It really made a huge impression on me. I was so happy we decided to go.
Yeah. And seeing them live was such a treat, like just seeing their interactions, like it's so, you start to see like their real connection like live, and like just the end, that was so funny of Jason. I was just like, oh my gosh, like
I just love that she immediately was like, are you for real? Like, she's like, gets right in his face and he's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
And it's just so hilarious, and Soman and BM was doing their thing, had no idea what was
like,
going
whatever.
on, had no idea what was going on, and then you have these two on the side just like
bickering, and Joseph has like such swag and he instantly crumbled like a younger brother, just like, oh, I'm sorry,
like,
you're
so
right,
sorry.
I'm always wrong. I was just like
so I mean, like moments like that, it's so much fun to watch, and you see how authentic they are as artists, and they are so fantastic live. So if you ever have an opportunity to go see them, like you totally should. They
definitely
are
go.
so
Their voices really blew us away, and they're impressive on their tracks, but they lived up to it and beyond in person, which not everyone does. So definitely worth it.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. So KARD, we will see you in 2023.
Yes, please come back.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us on our KARD 2022 concert vlog. And we hope that you really enjoyed it because, we hope you enjoyed all the clips and, just
hanging out
and listening to their beautiful voices and their stages and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And we are
LaChiMoLaLa.
And we will see you guys next time. Maybe for another KARD comeback or something. Fingers crossed. Annyeong.